Yeah, what's up, guys? It's a week after a horrendous display, and we're hearing all sorts of stuff coming out. I know the fan base is in meltdown mode at the moment, so you all know my thoughts. I'm not going to jump on the bandwagon. I think for me, I'm going to just be a little bit subjective in saying that his stay is no longer tenable, and we we've seen the results. We know that the results don't lie. We've heard the fans boo the team off against Southampton, and see, all these things are starting to stick. And when I mean stick, I mean Emery got the vote of confidence from the board, and it's the board's decision, guys. Let's make no bones about this. The board is in control, and it's up to them to pull the trigger. And I'm hearing Josh Kroenke does want to pull the trigger, and it's Edu, Raul Sally, and Vinay that's keeping him around. They're the ones that are saying, give it time, it can turn around. They trusted him to make the change. But these changes are not happening. This uplift isn't happening right now. In the last 6 games, no wins. We've had 3 draws, 2 losses, and the forecast for this isn't good, because a month ago is when we were saying, give him a little bit of time. He's only got a couple of games, and a couple of games are gone. And not only have we not seen an improvement in the performance, but we're seeing the confusion again in the system and the formation. You start 3 at the back in the first half, which is a really negative formation to play at home against a team that lost 9-0 a month ago to Leicester. You come in and play a team at the bottom of the league with 3 at the back. It's just so negative. I mean, that spits no confidence throughout the whole setup. And granted, Southampton have improved since then, especially against the game against Man City. And they have, look, they're not the team. It's clear whatever has happened in that dressing room, them players are fighting. And we saw Southampton fight. They nearly scored after 27 seconds and ended up getting on the score sheet after 8 or 9 minutes. But I just want to say this for now. Forget the amount of shots on target. Southampton should have scored 3 or 4 goals in that game. And the fact that we had to wait 96 minutes to save the embarrassment, which, look, that game was as good as lost as far as I'm concerned, because the end result is the same, and that is that Emery has lost the changing room. He's lost every direction possible for him to make a change in his team. He cannot make the change, and the longer that you leave it, it's just going to get worse. And this has got to come down to the board now. It's got to come down to Josh Kroenke to overrule what the front office is doing. The front office right now are working hard with Unai Emery to try and change these results, and they are not changing. It's not happening, it's not working, and we need a different direction to go in. So what's the fallout? The fallout is, so many things are going on, guys. The fallout is, we're hearing that Pep has come out and made a statement to say Arteta will move on to management. Yeah? So his agent has had a word with, we don't know who, but I guess you can see where this goes. Max Allegri's agent is apparently in talks with a team, yeah, after his sabbatical, which he still ain't finished anyway. But that's on the managerial front. Pochettino, no, guys, no. What has he done in 5 years at Spurs? What has he won? You know, you gotta calm down, guys. Just calm down, yeah? You can't jump out of the frying pan into the fire. And that's what you would do if you had Pochettino. Pochettino has never been able to win anything for Spurs. This season, he weren't even going to keep them in the top 4. They were a mid-table team. So how are you going to take a manager that's never won anything at this level? Supposedly he understands the Premier League. Not really, with his results. And he's lost the team. Yeah, he lost the fans. And then Daniel Levy had to sack him. So how are you going to go from one problem to another? How does that make sense? I understand the Unai Emery. You know, Emery came off a treble in France. He had won 10 trophies in the last 5 seasons. I understand that. Yeah? When he came in, I was like, fair enough, good deal, let's see what this guy can do. Now he can't do nothing, yeah? You ain't going to run from one problem to another. And that's why I weren't behind Mourinho either. The fact that I don't respect Mourinho anyway. But how can the fan base start to talk about Pochettino? And how Brendan Rodgers going to leave Leicester and come to Arsenal? Are you guys out of your mind? There are Arsenal fans sitting down there right now believing that Brendan Rodgers would leave what he's built up at Leicester. And remember, they won the title a couple of years ago. When was the last time Arsenal won a title? How are you going to leave Leicester and come to Arsenal? Boy, you guys are on some serious thing right now, man. I don't know what kind of logic that you lot are stretching from, but right now, all I can see is Arteta and you know what? I don't even think Max Allegri would take this job. That would be all about money. And outside of that, I really don't know who else will take it. I really don't. But what I do know is the other fallout from this is the players. Now, there's been reports that Unai Emery has had heated arguments with Raul Sally in regards to the players now just not responding and don't want to play for the club. I'm hearing Aubameyang and Lacazette will not sign a new contract if Unai Emery is still the manager. Listen, when I say untenable, this is what I'm talking about. It's getting to that point now where the players are starting to voice their opinion to the front office. So the front office are now in a dilemma that they can't keep this negative vibe around the changing rooms. These guys are in control of pulling the trigger. All it takes is one word to Josh Kroenke, to the director of the football club, to say, that's it, he's done. And that vote of confidence last week, that ain't going anywhere, because in the Southampton game, what you were looking for was a performance, regardless of the result. But we were looking for the performance, and the performance was abysmal. How many shots on target? How many shots did Arsenal face in that game? It was just horrendous. And again, the team sheet, the substitutions. Look, enough is enough. Make the change and let's move on. And the sooner we can do that, the sooner we can move on. As far as Frankfurt goes, maybe he might play the first team. Maybe we might see the likes of Smith Rowe and Saka and Martinelli and try and change it up a little bit. Willock will probably play. Rob Holding. There'll be a few changes, but I think it's nice to make it fresh. Nice to freshen it up a little bit and see what they can do. Boy, we need a win so badly, man. And, you know, the last few games in Europe have been draws as well. So we ain't even been able to win in the Europa Cup. It's so negative right now. We really need to bag one in for the fan base and for the players. But I'm really worried now about the players starting to turn on this manager. It can only go downhill from here. And really, guys, I'm concerned for this team and we need help. And the help has got to come from the front office. It's so bad right now. And yes, we're 7th, but how much longer are you going to continue to watch this down spiral? What, you're going to wait until we drop to 10th, 11th, 12th? How much longer do you have to wait before you pull the trigger? What are you looking to see? Are you looking to see a performance? Because they're not coming. Are you looking to see a change in tactics? Because that's not happening. We're still doing the same things. We're still making the same mistake. I saw a Sky Sports report that said that we've had more players in the first team starting 11 than any other team. We've made more half-time substitutions than any other team. But all that tells you is that you're getting it wrong. The reason why you have to substitute at half-time is not mostly for tactical reasons. It's because you got it wrong at the beginning and you have to make a change straight away. Yeah? It's not a positive thing, guys, when you make a substitution at half-time. It's a negative thing. And that being said, it just goes to show how many mistakes Emery has been making. He has not got a clue of how to get... Imagine all the systems, the 3 at the back, the 4 at the back, and there's been a multitude of ways that we've been playing. And after 18 months, and 60 games, you still don't know what you're doing or how you're supposed to be playing. You still don't know. You still don't know. Listen, get someone in there with some direction, with some insight in how this team should be playing, and let's get back to winning ways. And really, you've got about a month to do this. You've got until Christmas, because I believe there's only been 12 games played. You've got plenty of football still to play. There's 26 games left to play. Enough time for us to put a run together and get back in the top 4. But that change has to come now. Speak to you guys later, man. Peace out, and thanks for supporting the channel. And listen, live streams coming soon now. Speak to you later. Thanks for the support, guys. Peace out.